Okay, my name is Dan from Terra. Here we have...
I'm Ruben, and I'm also from Terra.
And we're part of the Terra team that runs summer camps and after-school club for kids aged 7 to 9 and youth aged 10 to around 15 or 16 or so. And we're going to make a video here to help you figure some things out. Ruben, what is this for?
So the purpose of this video is for parents and guardians to watch, and it will be a tool to help them decipher whether the beginner or the intermediate to advanced camp is right for their kid.
This isn't a beginner bike camp or club, it is a beginner mountain bike through to advanced. So that means if they are just learning to ride their bike, maybe mountain bike camp isn't quite where they should be right now. There are a few fundamental skills that they need before you consider signing them up for one of our clubs or camps. What are they, Ruben?
So some basics that we expect are that your child is able to stand up while riding their bike. They're able to use both brakes on their bike, know how to use the gears on their bike, and as well to have the fitness level to be able to mountain bike for the entire day.
They don't need to be 100% trail rippers yet, as long as they have some experience on the trail before they come to one of our camps. But if you're not sure exactly where they should be, feel free to give us a call or an email. But by the end of this video, we hope that you will have a pretty good idea of which camp they should sign up in. When you do sign up for the pedal and paddle camp, you'll see that there is an option for beginner and intermediate. And then we also run intermediate and advanced camps and clubs. So make sure you select the right one on our registration software before you send us any money. All right, here we go. So one of the funnest parts about riding mountain bikes is doing drops. Behind me here we have our drop training box, just 12 inches off the ground. And at a beginner camp, we will expect them to be able to ride off with level pedals. They don't need to drop, they just need to be able to roll off, front wheel down, followed by the rear wheel. So these guys are going to demonstrate what that looks like. So any bike with a 20-inch wheel or larger will be able to roll off that. And here is the end of the week. They will be able to do this. Some riders who have perfected this drop technique on the box, we will progress them up to the bike park and then ride them over some slightly larger drops on what would be a more natural mountain biking terrain. So we'll head there now. Okay, so we've moved from our training box of 12 inches down in the parking lot. We're moving on to the smallest drop in the bike park here. We're maybe looking at about 16 inches by the time their wheels come down to the ground. It is rollable should someone want to progress in that way, but once they've got that technique down on the box, they should be able to just ride straight in through here before we progress them onto the next stage. This would be for a beginner who is progressing towards intermediate level. Okay. As you can see, pretty easy, fairly low risk as well. So that's a good place for a beginner to progress. Now that we've done a box drop in the parking lot and we've done the smaller drop over there, we're moving from that beginner into intermediate stage where we're going to move on to our 4 drops here. The drop on Ruben's left there, our right, is our first intermediate drop here. A little bit more speed, steeper landing, and more elevation loss as they come down. We like to follow a rule where they have to do a certain amount of perfect drops before they move on to the next one. So here we go, you can send these guys in, Ruben. Nice, so they're all pretty comfortable with that. These guys are pretty experienced. They've all got great bikes. You don't need the best bike in the world for this jump, for this drop. Front suspension is great, it's not essential, but as we start moving up onto the larger ones, front suspension does become essential. You don't need full suspension, but it certainly makes life a little bit more comfortable if you do. Now we're heading into the intermediate to advanced drops. And this is an expectation for them to try and reach this goal by the end of an intermediate advanced camp. If you're signing up your beginner for an intermediate advanced camp, maybe don't do that, because this is what they're going to be expected to be able to ride by the end of the camp. So here's the second drop. About 3 feet by the time they hit the ground. And the third, about 4.5 feet or so by the time they land. Both guys did that nice and smooth, but they have progressed through our programs before, and that's not their first time riding. Awesome, good job guys. Progressing now on to the advanced only drop. We're looking at about 4 feet, but you have to clear a bit of a gap there. We'll only let riders onto this one once they've proven to us on each of these that they can do a number of perfect drops as they progress. Super smooth.
Now we are going to move on to skinnies. Behind me here I have the beginning skinnies that your child will be expected to do in the beginner camp. The skinnies are about a foot wide, some of them a little bit wider, some of them slightly smaller, and your child will be expected to do these beginning skinnies at the beginning of camp. By the end of them we expect them to progress and potentially do skinnies that are about a foot or more off the ground and potentially skinnier as well. So as you can see, nice in their ready positions, nice and smooth. Good work guys. Now that we've shown you what a beginner skinny is, we have an intermediate skinny behind me, which we hope and we expect your child to progress to at the end of the beginner week.
So the bike park is a great place for us to work on our skills progression, because we have different levels so we can work our way up to the big stuff. So our beginner camps, we will start them just rolling on the easy line on the jumps, and if they show they are capable, then we'll try and encourage them to start to get a little bit of air time as we work our way up from intermediate to advanced. So you see these guys rolling in, easy line on the left, more difficult line on the right hand side here. We hope that you find this informative, and really we just want your kids to have the best time at camp, so they're riding within their skill level. We can help push them a little bit more to get better and progress throughout the week or the length of their course. All right, hope this is helpful. See you soon.